Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Wednesday, February 21st, 2018. This image shows the precipitation for the past 14 days. A pretty good storm moved through portions of the central and southern Great Basin early this week, which brought precipitation to northeast Nevada and over much of Utah, certainly hitting normals for the time of year in some of those areas. Further west and south, those areas remain dry for the middle of February. Current snowfall for the past 72 hours is shown here on the left, with a pretty good storm having moved through, again, northeast Nevada and across much of Utah and up into western Wyoming early this week, Monday into Tuesday. That storm brought some pretty impressive snow totals, especially to the higher elevations. Current snow depth here is shown on the right, with the largest snow depth in place over western Wyoming and pretty good snow in place over central Idaho mountains, with below normal values over Utah and Nevada. This morning's satellite imagery shows that broad area of low pressure in place across the western U.S., currently swinging through the Great Basin today, contributing to very cold temperatures for the time of year, and especially relative to what we've seen for the first part of February. These cool temperatures will stay with us as we continue to see general troughiness in place across the western U.S., with the progressive pattern bringing chances for precipitation every few days to portions of the Great Basin. By this afternoon, we'll see that main moisture swing through the area, which could contribute to some high elevation snow showers in certain areas over the central and eastern Great Basin, but shouldn't amount to much at the lower elevations. Ventilation rates are better across Idaho and far northern Nevada, but not terribly great for Nevada and Utah today. Winds are on the lighter side across the Great Basin, especially Utah and Nevada, with lower mixing heights in some of those areas as well. Another shortwave feature will rotate through the flow Thursday into Friday, bringing the next chance of some precipitation to portions of the northern and eastern Great Basin. Ventilation rates will be pretty good on Thursday associated with that storm. The transport winds really pick up across the southern Great Basin on Thursday ahead of that area of low pressure, with pretty high mixing heights down across the south as well. And Friday, we'll see that storm system continue to linger across the Great Basin. By Friday afternoon, the bulk of that event should be decreasing. Ventilation rates still stay pretty good for Utah and Nevada on Friday, with decreasing values across the far north and west. Transport winds will still be pretty high out of the north and northwest across the central portion of the Great Basin, with higher mixing heights across the south and east. The Utah forecasted clearing index is shown here for the next few days. Values are not terribly impressive today across especially western Utah, but for Thursday and Friday, those values will be increasing and look pretty good by Friday. The 3-day precipitation accumulations are shown here, with this next storm coming in Thursday into Friday. We expect to see some pretty good precip totals there over far western Idaho and northern Nevada, and then moving into central and southern Utah again by Thursday overnight into Friday. Moving into the weekend, another little shortwave could move through the flow, bringing a chance for some precipitation once again to the higher elevations, mainly of the central and eastern Great Basin. Ventilation rates remain pretty good going into Saturday and continuing into Sunday, as we'll see continued cool west to northwest flow. Sunday into Monday, we'll see another area of low pressure dropping to the Great Basin, continuing to keep temperatures pretty low and bringing another chance for showers and for snow showers into the forecast. Ventilation rates are still pretty good across much of the region. And by Tuesday, we might finally see a little bit of a break in some of the higher elevation snow, with some drying and clearing, especially coming in from the west. Ventilation rates pretty good over central and southern Nevada and southern Utah, a little bit lower elsewhere. Precipitation accumulations are shown here for days 4 and 5, including mainly Saturday through early Monday, as that next system comes through in the Sunday to Monday timeframe. The Climate Prediction Center is calling for pretty cold temperatures in place over the western U.S. and northern Rockies going into the first week of March. They're also calling for above normal chances for precipitation over western Nevada. This concludes today's smoke dispersion briefing. Please check back on Friday for the latest updates.